welcome back to another Friday reviews video. Friday reviews, Friday film reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about Studio Ghibli's newest film, The Tale of the Princess Kaguya. I don't think that's how you pronounce it, and they pronounce it in the film and I've still probably got it wrong. But yes, this is a new film. I picked this up on Monday, but it came out the Monday before. So you know, it's been out for over a week now in the UK. I think it's been out longer in the US. And yeah, I was really excited about this one. I love the Studio Ghibli movies. They're always so wonderful and unique and just beautifully looking animation. It's all hand drawn. And yes, this is the newest one. It's definitely got a different art style than the others. And I'll just say straight away that I loved the art in this movie. It was kind of subtle and simplistic, but in a in-depth watercolory type of way. I don't know exactly, you know, what kind of art it was, but it was definitely different than the other, and obviously it's all hand-drawn still. And yeah, so that looked fantastic. The art style definitely gets a 5 from me, just kind of on its own. It looked fantastic. And the start of this movie I was really loving. Basically it's about this, well, I think it's based off an old Japanese folktale as well. But anyway, so basically it starts out with this bamboo cutter who lives in this kind of like little town, kind of like a bit of a farm town type of thing. And he's cutting down the bamboo and he notices this light coming from one of the bamboo stalks, and there's a little tiny girl inside, a little princess. And you know, he decides to, basically he takes a little, I didn't really know exactly how it was going to go, but basically he takes this little princess to his wife, and then it kind of becomes a baby. And then they have this baby who kind of grows at a rapid speed, not massively, but at a faster speed than normal. And it's kind of the story about them and this child. And it kind of goes in a way that I didn't expect it to, but basically, I loved the beginning of the child growing up in this town with these friends, these people. I loved those characters. I loved her as a little kid, and I loved the kind of the boys that she used to hang around with and the people from that town. But then her mum and dad, well, her, you know, mum and dad, they were a bit. His dad kind of was I was a bit unsure on, to be honest. He kind of took a different role where he was trying to do something that he thought was best for her, and it kind of wasn't really best for her, but he did it with his best intentions in mind, but it just kind of didn't work out that way. So in a way you kind of feel bad for him, but in a way he becomes a man that you wouldn't expect him to become because of certain situations. I'm really not explaining this movie very well, but it's a weird little movie. All Studio Ghibli is quite strange, but this one definitely had a more toned down until the end. It got a bit weird at the end. It kind of was more toned down, you know, it wasn't as crazy as some of the others. And this one's by, I'm not going to pronounce it, Aso Takaha? No, I can't pronounce it. He did Grave of the Fireflies as well, which also is beautiful and I love, but very sad. Grave of the Fireflies is definitely the saddest one I've seen. And it's definitely got a way deeper meaning than all the other ones I've watched as well. But this one, basically, you know, here I am where I'm talking about the princess. And then, basically, the thing was, the mum and the dad realised that something is sending them kind of gifts, and that they want, well, they believe that the thing that's sending them the gifts wants them to treat her like a princess and, you know, have this royal upbringing. And they try and do that for her, and when that happens, the tone of the movie kind of changes and it kind of becomes a lot darker because she has to live in a certain way, kind of isolated from the world. And it's really quite sad. Like, she lives, I don't know, it's the way that she lives, whereas they're thinking they're doing the best for her when really she was happy with her life before. It's definitely the change between her childhood to then her adolescence, where she's in this situation where she has to do these certain things and, you know, abide by these certain rules and be this certain way as to be a princess. It's definitely a different look as well on a princess, which I thought was really interesting, because, you know, usually you think if there's a princess in a movie, the princess is, you know, really happy and has everything and having the best time, whereas in this movie the princess definitely has a very different life than your stereotypical princess. And it's very interesting to kind of see the two parallels of the worlds from the first half of the movie to the second half of the movie. However, I did enjoy the first half a lot more. I found like in the second half, a lot of the characters I kind of didn't enjoy as much, like especially the father. He was just, there was things he did that were just kind of very frustrating, and even the main character, the princess, kind of became a bit, like she'd do things that, well, I guess it was out of character for her as a person originally, but then, you know, she's in this world now where things are different and stuff, and the way that she was treated and the way that she treated other people and this whole thing. So that bit I didn't enjoy quite as much, but it was interesting, but it was quite slow paced for me, I feel. And it was the characters that kind of were not annoying me, but I just wasn't loving the characters as I did at the beginning. I think that was the problem. There was such a contrast. I mean, there was supposed to be, but I loved the characters in the beginning. I was like, oh. And then I kind of was like, these characters are changing into somebody different. That was a point of the movie, I guess. And then many other things happened, which I won't ruin for you, obviously. And they were kind of interesting. It definitely took a turn in a way, kind of, that I didn't expect. And then I was kind of left a bit like, what happened? I literally just watched this movie today, so I'm kind of in thoughts about what I thought about it. It was definitely very, very beautiful, and I absolutely loved the beginning. I enjoyed the middle, but I didn't love it. The end, I liked the end, I think. There was something said at the end which I thought was really, really wonderful, and I loved. There was a quote at the end that I loved. Absolutely, hands down, really loved that. I thought it was great. Obviously I can't tell what it was, but I loved the certain part of the end. But there was definitely parts that I was like, I don't know, I just wasn't enjoying it as much, but it was interesting. I can't really know how to put it. So I think I'm going to give it, I don't know if to give it a 4 or 4.5. I feel like it's going to stay on my mind though, so I feel like I'm going to give it 4.5, especially because I would give the look of the movie alone a 5. So I'd give the movie, the way it looks, the way it's animated, the way it's drawn, a 5, because it looked absolutely stunning. I definitely recommend you watch it. But as for the story and the characters, I didn't enjoy them quite as much, but it was interesting. So I'm going to go 4.5. I think, Studio Ghibli, you can't really ever go wrong. But there's definitely things that I didn't enjoy quite as much, but they're still kind of interesting to think about. So I think it was more of an interesting thought film rather than parts I wasn't like totally enthralled. But anyway, hopefully that makes sense. It probably doesn't, you know how it is here. But yeah, so the Tale of Princess Kaguya I enjoyed, and it was interesting, and I'd definitely be interested to know your thoughts on this one. Comment down below, let me know what you think about this movie if you've seen it. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and if you enjoy Friday reviews, and until then I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye!